It's okay if I use my camera too?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
James Ernest and Alex Gray here with
Joey Gase, driver of the number 23 Toyota, who will be driving at Kentucky Speedway this weekend.
Joey. Your thoughts about the big upcoming race?
I'm looking forward to it. Kentucky is definitely one of my favorite mile and a halves. I haven't been there yet in the Cup car, but I've been there many times in Xfinity, and it's a great place to race. And the weather's looking great for Saturday, so I'm really looking forward to driving my best and Furnishings car Saturday night.
Excellent. What about the birthday party? What are you bringing him? I mean, he's the king. You got to bring him something, right?
That's true. That's true. I'm sure he'll be getting a lot of gifts, but I'm sure he'll just appreciate a happy birthday, and he'll be at a racetrack which he loves.
Oh, definitely. Can't go wrong with that. And then, unfortunately, on the other end of the spectrum, you have Junior with his last race. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's been a great part of our sport, obviously, for a very long time, and one of the nicest guys in the garage, that's for sure. And he said this is for sure his last full year, but he still may be coming back from time to time, which I'm sure he will. So it's definitely gonna not quite be the same with him being here full time, but I'm sure he'll still be at the track a lot, just like Richard is.
Excellent. So it's not a complete end of an era. There's still there's still light at the end of the tunnel.
He did hint at running the Clash if he won the pole. So he won the pole last week, so he could run the Clash this year.
Oh, nice. So your thoughts on your teammate Corey LaJoy?
I love Corey. He's another good driver, but actually this weekend it will be Ryan Sieg in the 83 car. But me and Corey had to work well together in the duels for the 500 that helped him get in. I had a chartered car and he was an unchartered, and we were able to work together and get him in. So that was cool to do, and it was both our first starts in the Daytona 500, so that was cool to do together.
What would you say is your favorite race?
Oh man, there's a lot of my favorite racing before I got into the sport. I'd say is definitely probably watching the Bristol night race when I was younger. I was always looking forward to that race, and it's going to be really cool to actually be able to race that race this year with the Best Home Furnishings. So I've been trying to figure out what song I'll be playing.
What has changed with you since the days of Hawkeye Downs?
For one, I just moved out to Charlotte, and other than that, just trying to be here in the big show every week. It's definitely, obviously, a lot different, but there's a lot more to it. But it's a lot of fun just being in the race car and actually being here and having more and more fans.
Alex, any questions?
What got you in the racing?
My dad raced before I did, and he just raced at the local short track level, so I was always around it and always loved it.
Who would you say your biggest influences in racing? Obviously, your dad played an important role, but what other people would you attribute your pit crew kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, I love watching Rusty Wallace and Kenny Schrader when I was younger. Kenny, he would actually come once a year and race at our local short track in Hawkeye Downs, and I'll get his autograph and watch him race, so that was really cool.
So tell us about the importance of your sponsors, how they've influenced your ability to progress in the sport.
It's huge. Without sponsors, I wouldn't be here. Unfortunately, this sport costs a lot of money to be able to do it, and without sponsors, you can. And when Best Home Furnishings came on board, it was huge. It allowed me to do the Daytona 500 for the first time this year. I've always had the ability to do so, but I needed the funding behind me to help me do it, and they came on board and made that happen, and we were able to finish 23rd in that and be the highest finishing rookie, which was pretty big against Daniel Suarez and stuff like that. So they've obviously made a huge impact in my career.
So as I mentioned with Earnhardt retiring soon, and then of course you mentioned Suarez, do you feel that there is a changing of the guards with the younger athletes coming along?
I'd definitely say so. There's a lot of the younger drivers coming in and jumping in the big name car, and not only that, but also winning races now too. So I definitely say there's a little bit of a change.
Excellent. Joey, thank you for your time.
All right, thanks guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
James Ernest and Alex Gray here with the legend, Seg Dennison, All-American, or Great American, right?
No, that's Willie. That's not Mel.
My bad. Sorry.
That's all right.
Then half my word puns are gone now.
That's all right.
So tell us what you think about the big races coming up this weekend.
I think it's going to be great. I think it's. I think the young guns have kind of taken over here, and I think that I hope Junior does well. He got the pole last week at Daytona and got into some bad luck, but I hope he has a good race Saturday. and I think the trucks are probably going to put on the best show of the week. The Xfinity Series is exciting, and I think the Cup guys are going to be just top it off over the weekend.
I was going to say with Joey here, Joey Gase, if you could tell us what your thoughts about him.
Good young driver. I think he's got a good future. I think he's part of that young gun group with Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, and those guys as NASCAR is going through a transition of Dale Jr. leaving, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards, and Jeff Gordon. Yeah, you got a lot of stars there, but you got a lot of guys that like Joey Gase and others that are going to pop up and step up, and it's going to be interesting.
What do you think about those in-between guys? Like you mentioned, you have the legends that are retiring, but then you have like a Casey Kane and a Kyle Busch, those type of guys.
One thing is that, you got to have those guys, but, like last week at Daytona, the top 10 of 7 out of the top 10 had a chance to get their first win ever, I think. And then, Joe Gibbs Racing is a mystery. I mean, they were winning everything last year,
exactly,
and they haven't gotten anything yet, and you just don't know. You don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they got too much talent there to go winless, which is the halfway point of the season almost, and it's pretty much unheard of. But they're just having some bad luck, and see what happens. Maybe they'll have luck this weekend. I don't know.
What are you getting the King for his birthday?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know what you get an icon.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably got everything.
Exactly. I think he's got everything in the world. I don't know. Maybe they'll give him a big bottle of Kentucky bourbon. Maybe, maybe I'll. Heck, they gave Jeff Gordon 94 bottles a couple years ago when he retired. So I don't know if they got 200 I don't know if they got 200 on the shelf, but I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know what you get an icon for his birthday. I just he's got that one of a kind hat, and I don't know. It's a very good question. I don't know. What would you get him?
Probably something from Cars. How he was in that movie. I think that was cool. Yeah. How they showed him the proper respect.
All
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Maybe
make one real one.
That's true. You're right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like a real life replica of this car.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, because because I'm sure they got the 1x64s and all that kind of thing, but a 1x1, and he could put it in his museums he's got. Yeah, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on with Junior possibly going next year part-time? Because obviously it's the end of his full-time career.
Right.
But I've heard that he might stick around and do occasional races.
Well, he's got to run. He's in the class next year because he got the pole last week. I think he's got a few races that he's committed to. He'll probably end up in television. Mm-hmm. There's rumors that he's going either to Fox or NBC. I don't know. It's but he'll be. Believe me, he's not going to leave. He's not going to just like go off and into the sunset and not show up anymore. Believe me. I mean,
so
I think
he's not going to pull a Gene
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, I think he's gonna be around. I mean, he owns a JR Motorsports, so he's going to be around that. So it's not like he's just going to like leave it and say, well, that's it. We're moving on and never coming back. So I think you'll see him a lot next year and for years to come.
With the history of Kentucky Speedway, is it good or bad that they're taking the September race to Vegas?
Well, that was a NASCAR decision. That's one of those things. I mean, NASCAR wanted that, and I think it's a tough thing to do. But you can't fight the boss.
That's true.
So it's they wanted that race in Vegas, and they got it. And I just like to see the Indy cars come back.
Exactly.
To Kentucky Speedway. I think that would be, if they would have the triple header weekend and then a halfway decent date for the Indy cars and put something in there, maybe an Indy car truck double header like they do at Texas. Something like that. I think that would be exciting for the fans to have, I don't know if you run them like, I think Texas ran them on the same day. I don't know if you do that or not, but I mean, why not? Just do it one big on a Saturday, one Saturday afternoon, run the trucks, and then a few hours later run the Indy cars, maybe in the evening or at night. I think you got it made. So it's just one of those things that happen, and NASCAR moved it, and can't do nothing about it. You can't fight City Hall.
Exactly. This is the one I'm pushing for. I don't know. I mean, if anybody else has talked it up, but you know how they got the Battle of Bristol,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I want the Battle of Kentucky Speedway, Louisville versus UK. Does that sound like a thing that you think would be a good thing?
You mean a football game in the
Football
middle
game,
of it? That would be interesting.
That would be cool.
That would be interesting to see. I think you'd have to put up a few more seats
Exactly.
and a few more stands to appease the black and white and the red and black.
Exactly.
I think you would have to put a lot. You'd have to encircle that whole place with seats, but that would be interesting. But that's pretty incredible what Bristol does to put
amazing,
whoever thought of that was a genius, because have Tennessee and somebody else play in the middle of Virginia Tech, have a football game in the middle of a NASCAR event or a NASCAR track. It's quite remarkable.
Definitely.
So,
well, we greatly appreciate your time.
No problem.